Now, come along with Callie and Cozy and get tangled up in Disney.
No choice. Here comes the smolder.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 40 of Tangled Up in Disney. We got it all set this week?
Yep.
Yeah, good, because I think the intro is going to replay and I don't know how to stop it, so at least one thing's going for us. So excited to, we're going to talk some food this week.
Yes.
Disney dining plan, more specifically the quick service Disney dining plan. But before we get into that, happy 100th anniversary to Disney.
They did such a good job with a couple of the videos they put out.
Yeah. What was it? Not teaser's not the right word, but like the little tiny clip that they put together, and I'm going to cry thinking about it. And it's got like a bunch of different clips of people in the parks and movies and things. And it was beautiful. They did a great job with that. Once Upon a Studio was fantastic.
It was so
I cannot
good.
believe it's been 100 years. I'm sure they can't believe it's been 100 years either. But so happy 100th anniversary yesterday to Disney.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. It's
I'm
so good.
Go ahead.
I watched it twice.
I watched it once because I don't want to cry again right now. I'll wait until I'm not sick anymore.
I watched it twice, and like the Walt part's really good, but for
Yeah.
me it's always the end where they're all in the picture singing the song. And I
Yeah.
always like I even teared up.
Them coming together and singing A Wish Your Heart Makes is
So good.
it's so good.
And there's so many, like, the second time I watched it through, I'm like, oh, there's another character. Oh, I didn't see that one before. It's like you just see so many different ones that you didn't realize were there.
I loved seeing them all. I think my favorite is that they had Robin Williams in it. Like Genie was in it with his voice lines that they pieced together from, I'm pretty sure from Aladdin. But him being in it, and I think there's actually a second Robin Williams character in it. And I'm pretty certain it's during the Olaf drawing scene. There's like some people, I don't know it well enough to be like super specific about it, but some people are saying it's a fairy, some people are saying it's like a Robin Williams version of Lost Boy. But it's his character again. So they've actually thrown him in there twice.
Good
Yeah,
tribute.
just if you haven't seen it yet, like the way that they put the animation together with all the different characters is so fantastic. They did a great job with it.
And the fact that all the animations of the characters are like original.
Yeah,
Like
it's
how-
their animation style.
Yeah. I loved that. And then
Like
the background is
Moana,
real
they're-
life.
Yeah, like Moana catching flounder, and like it's literally Moana's art with Little Mermaid art together in the same scene, interacting with each other. Like it's really cool.
Yeah. I loved it. I'll watch it again.
I'll watch it sometime next week when crying won't affect my sinuses further. Because I hadn't watched it yet, and I pulled open Disney and I was like, all right, this is a decent enough time during my day to cry. Let me just open this. And I don't even think they did like a pre-opening. Like it wasn't even the Once Upon a Studio yet. It was like a pre-opening that it was allowing me to skip intro if I wanted to, and I cried during that.
Oh,
And then
no.
I had already seen the part on TikTok of Mickey looking at the Walt picture.
Yeah, you sent me
So
that.
as soon as I saw Mickey on the stairs, I started crying. And my husband's
know
like
it's
looking at me, and
coming.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. It just
Yeah.
is what it is. I can't right now. Very good, very well done.
Would
I'm hoping
recommend.
we see some of the like other parks do more Disney 100 celebration. Like we've seen, obviously Disneyland and Disney World do some special Disney 100 things. I feel like I haven't seen anything really come out of any of the foreign parks.
No.
I was hoping that they would do a little bit more and that we'd see some other special things come out.
The trouble is there's been so many anniversaries. Like I think Paris was 30 last
30?
year or this year, just finishing. And it's like everywhere has a
Which
stinking
good for them.
thing. Yeah.
Just proves how much Disney's been growing when every year is an anniversary, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Facts.
What did I see? Scott posted something, and I wasn't going to do updates, but he posted something, but now I'm not going to be able to find it.
Recently?
I scrolled deep enough into his Twitter feed that I never know what's recently anymore. Oh, if they, you know what I would really like? If they do a print for sale of the characters in front of the animation studio, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Mark was actually like, are they selling that? Because I said, I love this
Look.
picture. Like, I want it. I wonder if it'll be on the Samsung TVs, the
Great.
Disney 100 TVs.
That would be cool.
Then
Let's
I
go
have to buy one.
In art, and let's see what they have up so far. Oh, this is dangerous because I'm going to want all of these anyway. I don't see it up here yet, but I would not put it past them to put it up here eventually. That would definitely be something to keep an eye out for.
I will buy it for my house.
They have this really cute Mickey Mouse and Friends 100 Years of Music and Wonder. I actually might ask for this for Christmas. This is really cute. It's got Mickey and Tinkerbell and Genie and the guy from Soul, which I haven't seen yet.
You haven't seen Soul?
No. It looks like a movie that's going to make me cry. So it took me, I think, like a year and a half before I watched Moana because I knew I was going to cry.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't see Moana when it came out.
No way.
Fun fact, I hate crying. So I try to put off things as long as possible if I know they're going to make me cry. And Soul looks like the kind of movie that I'm going to bawl my way through. So I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Luca. Although Luca is more of it doesn't look super duper interesting to me. So I just hadn't seen Luca yet.
It's a good movie. It's not, I don't think it'd make you cry.
It's on my list. What's the D&D movie? Onward?
Very good.
Haven't seen that yet because I know I will cry.
You will.
And I've put that off obviously as long as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's a tearjerker, that one.
This print's really pretty. It's only $27 too. So I want this. That's actually not bad. $27 for this print, and it's a Disney 100 print.
Love that
What
for
size
you.
is it? 14 by 18. It's small. That's cute. Okay, actually, I'm going to bookmark this because I
love
really
all my
do want
Disney
this.
posters.
I love your Disney
Right
posters.
there.
Your Disney posters are, I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Yes.
Oh, pop figurines. Thank you, Shop Disney. Did you see the new pop figurines?
No.
It's Walt driving a train, and they're all connectable pop figurines. And one of them is Steamboat Willie on a boat. And I'm like,
oh, I saw those a while ago.
I'm trying really hard not to get into pop figurines because I went through that phase already.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I have the train. I don't have the Steamboat Willie, though. They got me with the Disney 100 pops. Except they don't. I have all the Walt ones except the one where he's leaning on the camera.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Walt with camera. I don't have that one. That's the only one I don't have, I think.
Oh, vinyl figures isn't what I wanted. I wanted pop figurines.
It's on Amazon.
Figurines. Walt train.
Do I do it?
Yes.
Ooh. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I really like the Walt train one.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I hadn't seen that one yet. That one's cute.
This one?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate the Amazon exclusive stickers. They need to stop doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, big fan. I love the Disney 100 pops, though. I think I have I have 6 Disney 100 specific ones. And
I
4 of
maybe had
those,
one.
4 of those are Walt.
I have 2. Because I have a Mickey 50th, and then I have 2 Walt Disney 100s.
Yeah, I have 4. I have a problem. Although I haven't bought a Funko Pop in a while, so I'm doing good.
I went through my Funko. I think this is my thing. I went through a Funko phase when we lived in our apartments. And then when I was packing everything up to move, I was like, these all sit in a closet. I don't do anything with them. I don't see them. So we went from like more pops than I feel comfortable admitting that we owned to like 10. And they were like my top 10 of this is a special Disney one. This one was a special NASCAR one. And then there's a Spyro one and like a handful of others. And that was it. So I'll look at those stuff and I'm like, no, because I'm gonna get rid of it in like 2 years. So
Right.
I'm just gonna keep myself from doing it. I think that's the only reason they haven't gotten me on these ones yet. Yeah, I didn't have any other updates. That's all I had for this one before we jump in.
Yeah, I had nothing other than we watch Elemental 50 billion times a week.
I love that movie so much. The credit song I have stuck in my head all day long, and I play it a lot. I'll just open up my Spotify randomly.
Steal the Show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we listen to that nonstop.
I love it. It's one of my favorites. Okay. So this week, we're talking about the quick service dining plan, and I wanted to do this for a reason. There is a really interesting deal that Disney is going to be doing for trips to Walt Disney World for next year. They're announcing it in November. I have a couple different November dates in my head for various things, so it's either the 4th, 7th, 14th, or 17th. I don't know which one of those 4. I'm pretty sure it has either a 4 or 7 in it, but like I have a lot of stuff going on in November, so I could be remembering those dates for other reasons. But it is going to be announced. What they're doing is on an undiscounted 4-day stay package to the parks, staying at a Disney resort. So I think it's actually might be 4 nights, 5 days, however that works out. Vacation packages are weird. I don't know. 4 days in the parks.
Yeah.
If you book that undiscounted, all of your children's tickets, so any tickets that are, I think it's what age, like 10 or younger or something like that, because they start counting adults on the older tickets. So any children's tickets that are in that child group are half off. And then you also get the Disney dining plan for the child at half price. So that means you have to book a Disney hotel, at least 4 days worth of tickets in the parks, include the Disney dining package, and then obviously have children going with you, because this isn't going to be worth it if you don't have children going with you, because you don't get anything discounted then. But it was really interesting. Disney hasn't done, I don't remember the last time Disney discounted tickets.
No.
A lot of times they do free dining plan included if you book this level of stay. Discounted this, discounted that, but discounted tickets is new. So if you follow, children's tickets are still roughly $100 a piece. They're not really that big of a discount off of adult tickets. But you're still, if you've got one child and you're going for 4 days, you're saving $200 if you book this package. And people might be looking at it and going, wow, half off your kid's dining plan too. That's really good. You pay like $25 a day for your child for the dining plan. And so I was like, is it actually worth it? Is the savings based on what you're going to be spending worth it? How would you be spending the Disney dining plan? And everybody's a little bit different. And so I always recommend that, like, if you're going and you're looking at the dining plan, think about what your family eats, how you guys like to sit down and eat. Do you like to sit down and eat? Do you just want to grab food and go? That kind of a thing. So I thought it'd be really interesting if Cozy and I broke down, okay, we're going to the parks for 4 days. We're going to spend 1 day in every park based on our family's needs. Is it worth it for either one of us to get the quick service dining plan. Because Cozy eats differently than I eat. Our
Yep.
kids eat differently from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're kids, so they're not like super different from each other, but like
Yeah.
our kids still eat differently. You have two, I have one. I don't even think Jed qualifies though, right?
He's not 3 yet. No.
Like he'd be free. He's not 3 next year, is he?
Nope.
Okay, yeah. So he'd be
He's
like
2.
he'd be free still. Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, he's free for our next trip. But then after that,
free. Oh, just honey, when they ask how old you are, how old are you? 2. Perfect.
The problem is he's huge.
Yeah, your kids are big. Just tell them like my kids are big. I don't know what you want.
I
from
just
me.
have big babies. It's fine.
Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So we broke down the day in the parks. So to give you some heads up knowledge, the quick service dining plan, if you are unaware, for all members and 3 and older count for this. And your kids are ages 3, I think it's 3 to 9, qualify for a kids package, and then 10 and up would be an adult package, which matches their tickets. For the quick service plan, you get 2 quick service meals per person per day, 1 snack per person per day, and then the resort souvenir refillable mug, which for all intents and purposes is useless unless you're at the resort because you can only fill it up at the resort. So they're really good for if you're taking a break from the park for X amount of time, you go back for naps and stuff. When you wake up in the morning, when you go back after night, it's free drinks as long as you're at the resort. But the resort's the only place you can fill them up. I even took that out of my cost because I would buy resort mugs anyway.
Right.
Like if we go and we don't do a dining plan, I'm buying a resort mug anyway because I know how much soda and water we go through. And I don't want to keep buying that when we're at the resort. They're $22 a person. So even if you take it out of your total, for 2 adults and a child, it's still $500 for the entire dining package. Not including any tax or anything, but it's $57.01 per adult and $23.83 per child for the standard cost, which if you're doing that per person for 4 days is $551.40. You take out $44 for the resort mugs because I look at that as this is my girl math. I'm buying that anyway, so I'm taking that out of my cost. I'm already assuming the cost of that. You're still looking at $510 basically that you'd be spending on this quick service dining package. Do you have a particular park you want to start with?
Nope.
All right, Magic Kingdom it is. Day 1. Give me 1 second.
There's just so many different places to eat. When I was
honestly,
looking.
What shocked me on this, did you use the filters to filter out so that it was only the quick service available options?
No, I just went on the Disney food blog and they have all of them on a link.
Oh.
Yeah.
That works too. I sent you the instructions for both, so that works too. It was actually difficult for me because a lot of the places that I know that I like to go grab snacks from weren't included on the list because it's a snack place and not a quick service dining place.
Right.
So I had to I was like, okay, I know the cost of popcorn here is $5. So like I'm adding up my costs that way. I didn't realize how little is there because I snack a lot through the day. I don't do a lot of full meals.
Yeah, neither do we. That's
so and I did this as realistically as possible. I went through because we're planning a trip for next year and I'm like, okay, when we're in the parks, if we're not doing any table service meals, how would I plan my day? How would I sit down and go, okay, this is where we're going to eat on these days and what we're going to get to eat based off what I know. So starting with Magic Kingdom, breakfast for me is almost always going to be the cinnamon rolls from Gaston's Tavern because it puts us in the back of the park anyway, and I love those cinnamon rolls and they're huge. They're also a snack credit. So for 2 snack credits out of 3 for my day, we get breakfast. And then out of pocket, we'd be getting a LeFou's brew to drink and a water bottle. So our breakfast cost based off the dining plan is like $24.52, but it's only 2 snack credits. but we're still coming out of pocket $10.54.
Oh, geez, you did deep dive.
Yeah.
Like totals and everything.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if I'm putting out $550 for a dining package, I need to know, am I going to spend $550 on food?
That's fair.
For lunch, I love Cosmic Rays in Magic Kingdom. So we would get like a spicy chicken sandwich is about $13.
That looks good.
It looks it looks so good.
I found I saw that. I was like, oh, I could eat one of those right now.
Yeah. And I think I saw a couple people eat it for the Halloween party this year, and they said it was really good. A chopped veggie and noodle salad with chicken, because I like to do a salad during the day, especially when I'm at Disney, because I know how much other stuff I'm gonna be eating during the day. I'm like, give me a little bit of a refreshing salad. 2 sodas, because sodas are included in your quick service allowances, but an entree doesn't include a soda. So like if I'm coming out of pocket, I have to buy a soda, like in addition. And then we'd get a kid's grilled chicken sandwich for Aiden. So my lunch is $41.55, but it wouldn't be anything out of pocket. It would count as 3 quick service meals in whole. So that's my lunch for the day. And then for dinner, we'd head over to Pecos Bills and get a cheeseburger, the taco trio, which sounds fantastic, and I would 100% get for myself. Aiden would get a chicken rice bowl, and then of course our 2 sodas for $40.75. That's 3 quick service meals, nothing out of pocket. And then I have a snack credit. I have a snack credit remaining technically on the day. I know we would get a popcorn at some point during the day. So I'm counting that as $5.50. So off the dining plan, I would spend $112.32. Out of pocket at minimum, I'm spending $15 because I know that I have my out of pocket cost from breakfast, but I'm not. I also know that I'm probably not only buying 1 popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm probably also buying sodas with that. So, okay, I have $112 that counts towards the dining plan, but probably another $15-20 that I know I'm coming out of pocket for if I was just purchasing off the dining plan. So that's my day at Magic Kingdom, which, if you're tracking, puts me lower so far than what goal would be. Because if you're spending $550 in total across 4 parks, you should be averaging $137, $138 per day in order to make this worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So day 1, not only am I under cost on what the dining plan would be, but I know I'm spending money out of pocket on top of it.
That's my problem, is I was just looking through menus to see, okay, what would we eat? What would my kids eat? What would I eat? And any day, we're not going to eat anywhere near the $57 a person. For Mark might. But like, I'm looking here, and for example, Columbia Harbor House looks delicious.
Oh, their food's so good.
They have a New England shrimp boil that looks very good. So it's $16, $16.29, which is one of the most more expensive meals that I've seen. There's one on here, a lobster roll is $17. But like even that, I don't know. I don't think it would ever be worth it for me. Because for breakfast, we don't do anything crazy. Like, we actually went and bought muffins when we just went from the store because our hotel didn't have breakfast, and we just, breakfast is like whatever, just give kids a muffin.
Right.
And we didn't even eat breakfast, like Mark and I. And so we probably do that again. So
see, that's actually a benefit to the quick service dining plan for you, though, is you're not spending money for breakfast. So all of your credits can be used on lunch and dinner through the day. And then you have all of your snack credits as well. That's actually what a lot of people do when they have the quick service is we're not eating breakfast in the parks.
Do some of the, I actually don't know this, do some of the resorts have breakfast included or no?
None of them have breakfast included. No.
None.
No, not a single. None of the resorts ever include breakfast as part of your stay, unless you're staying concierge level, and that they have food out during the day, and I believe it includes a small breakfast buffet that you're able to get food from. But you're staying at the concierge level, so you're paying for it because it's an increased cost
Expensive.
on your hotel room. They all have food, so if they don't have a food court, which most of the value and moderate resorts have a food court that you can go eat at, which include things that count on these dining plans. So all of their entrees and combos and things can count as a meal on your dining plan.
Mm,
They have a food court, but none of it is included. It
right.
is an extra cost.
But then I'm thinking, okay, so I get this New England shrimp boil and Mark gets it too. That's what, 16?
16.29 times 2.
32.58.
And then you need sodas, right? You guys would both get a soda?
Yeah, I guess if we had the meal plan, we would. We didn't when we went.
You guys didn't get drinks with your food?
We just had our water bottles and we refilled them at all the drinking stations.
Okay.
So that's why, like, just thinking back to what we did, maybe it would be different though when we're at Disney World because, I don't know, things aren't as close and you're at Disney World, so
you're in a park. So like
Yeah.
the closeness doesn't super matter because you're not considering park hopping with this. Like if you're just
True.
in a park, you're in Disneyland versus you're in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I don't know how many water bottle refill stations there are in Magic Kingdom because I don't think there were any the last time I was there, but it's been a hot minute since I was there. However, a glass of like a cup of ice water is always free. So you could always get a cup of ice water. But the meal obviously comes with drinks. I think where it starts getting worth it for people is two different things. If a place has a specialty drink. So for example, our Hollywood Studios day, I had us getting dinner? Had us getting dinner at Pizza Rizzo, and they have a specialty frozen apple cider that I had the last time that I was there that is fantastic. That drink is actually included on the dining plan as my drink. So instead of getting a soda or a bottle of water, I could get this apple cider that I wanted. Also, for adults, an alcoholic beverage could be your drink of choice. So where you start racking up the amount of money is, all right, I'm going to go sit down at Columbia Harbor House and get this lobster roll for $17. And then as a drink, you cannot tell me they don't have alcohol at this place. Oh, it's Magic Kingdom. They don't have alcohol. Just kidding. So let's say I'm going to, I don't know. Where am I going? What was expensive? What did I order? Hollywood Studios for lunch. We were going to Docking Bay 7. They have a fried chicken for $16.29. And they also have a lot of specialty drinks, which can start anywhere from like $8 to $16 or $17. So if I'm getting this fried chicken entree and then I'm getting like an alcoholic beverage for $15, my meal is $30. Excuse me, 30 plus. I don't know. I always find the dining plan. Spoiler alert, since this isn't out of everything, I had us at only spending $434 off of items that we would spend on the Disney dining plan, which is over $100 less than it's over $100 difference from what I would actually have to pay for it. And I'm still coming out of pocket a minimum of $64.
Yeah. And
so I'm paying $550 and paying an extra, we'll call it $70 to round up. Whereas if we didn't do the dining plan, I'm only paying $430 with an extra $70. I'm only paying $500 total. Like, where's my extra 50 go? Well, 44 of it's towards my souvenir cup.
Yeah. Well, and for me as well, like, I am way different than you. You know, I eat like a child. So
Yeah,
like
but all of these places have chicken.
yeah, but it's usually on the less expensive side than some of the other stuff on the menu.
Yeah.
And so like me eating chicken strips, which I actually didn't this. I did have the spicy ones when we just went.
Yeah.
But like our go-to was pizza because it was quick because we didn't really just sit down to eat. We're more of the like pick something up and let's go, or let's find a bench to sit on and wait for a parade while eating.
Yeah.
So it's like a hot dog, or we're not Mark's a foodie, but the rest of us aren't. And so I know it wouldn't be worth it for my children. There's no way.
Well, that's why the kids cost is $20.
Yeah.
Which also, okay, let's break this down. $20, and it's 23. It's $23.83 per child. When
Okay, it
the
might be worth it for them.
The kids' meals at most, what's the most expensive one I got for Aiden? The most expensive one I had written down was a kid's chicken and rice bowl from Pecos Bills in Magic Kingdom. That's $8.49. All of their kids' meals come with the entree, 2 sides, and a drink. So your kids' cost is no more than $10 for every
Per
single
meal.
meal, but you're charging me $23, $24 really if you round up that tax.
Mm-hmm.
You're charging me $24 per dining credit for my kids' meal. Like, that's actually absurd. People complain about how expensive the adult cost is. You are 100%, more than 100% charging me for what I should actually be paying out of pocket for my child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I couldn't justify it at any place that I looked. It's like, okay, so I found a pizza place, $11.30 for a piece of pizza. But like, even
it's
if
not a piece of pizza, by the way. It's well, I guess it depends. If you're at Nap,
pizza
getting like a pizza slice.
Rizzo?
Pizza Rizzo is a pizza.
Oh, like
It's
an individual size pizza?
Yeah.
Oh, that's yummy.
It's pretty good.
But $11.30, like that's not bad. But like, even if I got that for every meal, it's like very minimal.
This entire exercise actually made me feel better about. Everybody talks about how expensive Disney is, right? Like, it's super expensive to eat at Disney.
It's not actually that bad.
It's actually not. Every meal, every single meal, the most that I spent for either lunch or dinner, the most that I wrote down was $52.05. And that was at Docking Bay 7 in Hollywood Studios. And that was 2 things of their fancy fried chicken, which is like $16.30 a piece. His most expensive kids meal is actually $10.49. And then 2 sodas, which, like you said earlier, like, I'm not always going to get a soda. If I have a drink with me that I've carried over from somewhere else, I might just get a cup of water. I might have water with me already.
Yeah.
So the most expensive thing out of pocket's $52. I went out to buy dinner tonight because I didn't want to cook for semi-obvious reasons. And it was more than that.
Yeah.
Like, going out to eat, like, it's okay. I know what I'm expecting. Like, I can go. So the child will be like, I want McDonald's. I'm like, okay, I'll go get McDonald's for lunch. It doesn't sound good to me, but you want McDonald's, whatever it is. I'm still spending $40 for 2 adult meals and a kid's meal from McDonald's just because of the way price is right now. That's my average that I wrote down. My average for lunch and dinner is about $40 a meal, which if I'm eating out every day, I'm expecting that. It's not that absurd of a cost to eat at Disney, especially if you sit down and you spend time to cost it out and you're really planning where you're going to eat. Like one of these days, what day was it? It was only $38.25 for lunch for all of us. And that was like birria tacos, a chicken stir fry, a mac and cheese, and 2 sodas for lunch at Epcot was less than $40. Like, you can make it work. The dining plan isn't worth it at all for me.
Nope.
The standard dining plan where you get a table service maybe, but that's you then have to know that you are going to want a table service every day you are there.
Yeah.
And while there are certain table services that I really want to go to when we're down there, it's not one in every park every day. Like in Magic Kingdom, there's not a single table service I want to eat at Magic Kingdom. Because
Oh,
either
really?
I've either already been there, or I've heard they're not good. I the only one that could maybe tempt me, there's like an Italian one at the front of the park that used to be horrible, and that's why I don't even know the name of them. They used to be awful, and I guess they've updated their menu and they're supposed to be much better now. But I'm like, there's other places I'd rather eat. I really like Cosmic Rays. I really like Pecos Bills. Like, I'm gonna eat at both of those quick service places. They have a taco trio that's a ton of food, like $12 for me. Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Mhm.
But the dining plan, like the standard dining plan with the table service, you get a few better options. I think it used to either be appetizer, entree, and drink, or entree, drink, and dessert. And I don't remember if they've switched that or maintained it. You start throwing an appetizer in there with the cost of it, sure. But
Yeah.
also, doesn't the cost of the dining plan jump to like $75 per adult?
Because they have to make it, they can't be, especially now, losing money on things. But they got to make it like at least sound good. I mean, it sounds good if you don't look into it, but
Sorry. The standard dining plan is $95 per adult per day.
for the one with the sit down,
Yeah.
oh, good
You
gracious.
cannot convince now. I have always been a dining plan isn't worth it person. And this just,
Solidified.
yeah, it's so bad, man.
I didn't even know it was a thing because Disneyland doesn't have it. But oh, yeah.
Standard is entree, dessert, or a full buffet.
But you said that Disney buffets aren't always good.
You got to be really picky about where you go for a Disney buffet. Like during COVID, when they turned their buffets into all you care to eat, and they brought family style meals to your table where they would just pile on a bunch of stuff, and if you wanted more of something, they'd bring it to you. I would pay the money for that. I'm not a buffet person. Like, first of all, especially post-COVID, buffets really gross me out.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to touch a spoon that you've been on. I don't want to be anywhere near grabbing food that you've coughed on, your child has had their hands in. Like, buffets are disgusting. But the quality of food at a buffet really tends to go down. And then especially if you're talking about a buffet that is handling the amount of people that a Disney dining experience has to handle in a day, it's really hard to find a decent buffet style.
Right.
I would never do breakfast. If I want to get a Disney buffet breakfast, I'm just gonna go to the food court in my hotel and get their standard entree combo, which is like Mickey waffles, eggs, bacon, sausage, and a drink. It's basically buffet style because of how they do all their eggs together anyway, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying to sit and stare at characters that I get to take a picture with. I mean, that's what you're really paying because your buffet styles usually have characters there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna hard pass on those most of the time.
Yeah. So don't do it.
I really wouldn't. And like, look, it definitely depends on your family's eating style, but I really tried. Like, I looked at menus and I took into consideration both what I knew my family would eat as well as how could I best take advantage of this.
Yeah.
And unless you are getting the most expensive thing from the most expensive location plus an alcoholic beverage for an adult, you're not going to make it worth it. And there is absolutely no way you can make a child cost worth it.
No.
Them cutting the kids' cost in half with this offer actually puts the kids' cost to like what I would expect to pay for a child.
Right.
Like, okay, $10 per meal for a child,
Yeah.
that makes sense to me. I know I'm going to pay that at Disney. I'm not paying $23. So I think that Disney has other offers out right now. So if you're looking at this offer as a way to save money for you and your family,
Choose a different one.
take one of the discounted stay offers.
Yeah.
Like they're almost always right now offering, what is it, like 35% off if you're a Disney Plus subscriber for their stays. A lot of times they offer like a severely discounted value room as you get closer. Um, I think there's a lot of other ways to save money at Disney than to do this. And if you're looking at this as a way to, well, I'm prepaying for my meals, so then girl math, it doesn't actually cost anything when I'm in the parks. You're gonna spend more money anyway. Do what other people do. Get this. I don't know if this works in Canada. I know it's a big US thing. Sign up for a Target Red card, which actually connects to your personal bank account. So it's not a credit card. It's just a Target branded debit card for your bank. You get 5% back on all of your purchases at Target. You can buy a $100 Disney gift card from Target. With that 5% back, you're only spending $95 on a $100 Disney gift card. So you're saving $5 already. Go to the store when you're ready to spend some money and put it aside for Disney. Get a $95 Disney gift card. Well, a $100 Disney gift card for $95 and put those away. By the time you buy 5 of those, you've saved yourself $25 already. You can combine all of those on your app so that you have them on your Magic Band and you're not having to like keep track of 5 million gift cards. Like, there's so many better ways to save money and to spend it ahead of time so that you're not thinking about what you're having to spend while you're there than by pre-buying this Disney dining plan, because that's not worth it.
Yeah. Especially, I think also, especially if you're not like local to the States. I guess some places exchange is fine, but like here, this just sucks. So, like we bought some Disney gift cards here.
Yeah.
To bring there because they would work, but it's like we bought a $200 gift cards, 2 $100 gift cards.
Yeah.
And it's like after our
the
first
exchange rate,
purchase,
they're 75,
like,
right?
Yeah, it was like $60 left. We were like, we did not just spend $40, but then we were like, crap, the exchange, so bad. But yeah, like
I don't know how to get around that because I feel like the exchange rate is just the exchange rate.
No, there's no way. Wah wah.
You got to move to America.
But like, yeah, and when I was going through, I was trying, because like normally I would choose the cheapest thing on the menu because that's just the food that I like. So I was like, okay, let me find something on the menu that's more expensive that I would eat, and that's what I did on every one that I found, and it still didn't add up every day to be $57.
Yeah, per meal.
And I'm like, we snack more, so we'll buy like multiple popcorns or ice cream bars in a day. So we're going to have to spend that money on top of it anyways.
Yep. That's always my big thing is I'm like, I'm going to be spending more out of pocket because Trey drinks soda like a fiend.
Right.
So we get into the park, we get a soda to drink with whatever snack. We eat lunch, he's got a soda. We get a snack, he's got a soda. We eat dinner, he's got a soda. And like the lunch and the dinner, they come with that. But all of the ones in between, if you're not at your resort with that resort refillable mug, like you're coming out of pocket for that unless you're spending a snack credit on it. And I got to tell you, with the amount of things you can get off of a snack credit, if you're spending that on a soda, you're being stupid because you can get like $8 or $9 food options off of a snack credit, which makes a snack credit way more worth it.
Right.
Because that's like, I get it. So it's $57 per person per day. So that gives you plus a snack. So it's 2 meals and a snack. So let's say that if you're smart about it and you get a $5 snack, okay, now you have to spend $50. So now you're spending for 2 meals. Your goal is to spend $25 per person for each meal. But even then, a soda is $4.49. So unless you're getting a specialty drink or an alcoholic drink, you have to make your meal $20. And there's only a handful of places that are quick service where you're gonna get close to $20 because like Pizza Rizzo's, that's a $12 freaking pizza. You're telling me I've got to come up with another $12 worth of food? I can't. That's all they have there.
Yeah.
And it's not like, hey, like what were they doing? I don't remember if it's right now or if it was previously. Disney was doing a deal where if you book a certain stay, they give you a $1,000 Disney dining gift card. That so much more worth it because you can spend that on anything.
Right.
You can sit down at one of the super fancy character meals. Like if you're in Magic Kingdom and you're sitting there and you're like, well, table service, why wouldn't you go to Cinderella's Royal Table? That's 2 table service meals. If you sit down, the cost per person, and you have a dining plan, they will take 2 table service meals off your credit for 1 meal because it's
Oh,
a big deal.
it's a bougie.
Yeah, because you're getting super fancy food. It's super fancy. The food there is not that great. You're getting super fancy food, but you're getting the princess meet and greet experience. So it's $100 per person plus the characters on top of that. So they take 2 table service credits from you. Or at least they used to, and I'm sure either they're not doing it anymore at all or they're still doing that. It's like you can't make it worth it.
No. Mm-mm. And you'll save way more money if you find this % off your hotel stay or
Yeah.
whatever.
Honest to God, use a travel agent. Use a Disney travel agent when you're going. They're totally free. They do not cost you a dime. If a travel agent is costing you money, they are not an actual Disney travel agent. Disney travel agents get paid commission through Disney based on the stay that they book. If you book with your travel, like if I were to book a vacation right now with my travel agent, there's no discounts that apply for me through Disney right now. They haven't released any. 6 months from now, there will be. I can call that travel agent back and go, hey, do we still have the best deal? They will be able to go back through and make edits to our stay to give me the discounted rate. Use a Disney travel agent, especially if you're trying to save money, because they know all the tips and tricks. And even if they can't save you direct money through Disney any more than what they're doing, again, they know the tips and tricks. They'll be able to walk you through, hey, if you're looking to save some money, I suggest doing XYZ, that Target Red Card thing for US people. The different places you can eat that are the most cost effective, the largest amounts of food for your money. Like they'll be able to get that for you. I highly, highly recommend a travel agent. And that's coming from somebody who likes to plan Disney trips.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm going to use one next year because I want to make sure I don't miss out on anything.
Right. Sweet.
Insert sponsor here.
We'd like to thank. Oh, wait. Uh-oh.
One day. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to this. I hope you took away from this that the Disney dining experience is unique to every family, but once you really start breaking down the math, I have a really hard time finding that it's going to be worth it for anybody. So I suggest you, if you're interested in it, break down the cost for your family. It took me an hour to go through all of the restaurants and write down like what we would eat and do that cost analysis, but it's worth it because now I know that's stupid and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be saving myself over $100 by not doing it. So
Don't do it.
Don't do it. At least do the cost analysis. If you take anything away from this, spend the time to research if it's worth it for your family. If it is, I want to talk to you because I want to know.
How?
You just honestly, for an adult, for me, like if we didn't have Aiden, if it was just Trey and I going and we were getting the Disney dining plan, it would literally be me sitting there going, what place has the best alcoholic beverage?
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I'm getting my money back from it. Which is funny because we don't drink enough to be like, I'm going to drink at lunch and dinner every day for 4 days.
Woo!
That's not happening. Thank you guys for hanging out. We hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I like doing trip research.
I'm sure it'll be helpful.
Fingers crossed. If it was, let us know. If it's not, tell us what you want to hear next time. I like trip breakdowns. I like being able to help people save money and make wise decisions. I don't know what we're going to talk about next time. We'll see. Maybe Dreamlight Valley, finally.
I should probably play that.
I need to get into it, at least to the Star Path before it's gone. So, because I do really like the Star Path. She would say if she's opened Disney Dreamlight to even see it. And, hasn't just seen it off screenshots. So.
Not us.
Find out next time what we talk about. Until then, I hope you guys have the best day ever. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.